Lob on the inside. Tatum will deflect it, and that will do it for the final second. All the Celtics had to do was touch it. And on a night they had no touch for the entire first half, the gap year Celtics continue to put a gap between themselves and the rest of the Eastern Conference. A 22-point come-from-behind win, and the Celtics have done it again. The final, Boston 98, Miami 96.
All right, welcome in. Sports Hub Celtics show. Mark Dondero, George Balecki here on Gasper and Murray. Sports Hub Celtics show. Celtics getting production from the new guy, George
Vucevic.
It's good to see.
Especially that immediate ROI on the trade. Anthony Simons out to the Bulls, Vucevic in.
Well, look, this is no secret, but I'll tell you the best part of the trade for me. Mm-hmm. And let me just make this clear. Okay, and feel free to chime in, B-Rob, if you have something to say. I trust, in this spot especially, I trust Brad Stevens. I think that's the best part of what he does for this organization. Make these types of moves, make these types of trades. The best part of this deal to me, and I could be wrong here, when they made this deal for an established player like Vucevic, and especially they give up a guy like Simons, a guy they like. Brad Stevens liked this player, but they felt like they needed the big. They needed the help with the more in the interior or whatever. This said to me that Jayson Tatum is going to come back. He's coming back. Now I don't know if he's going to come back, because there was that Mark Spears reporter, whomever, that said he was now back on the fence, or he wasn't exactly sure what he wanted to do. I think based on that move, you make that move because Tatum's coming back and you're going to go for it. That's what that says to me, which I love. Okay? I don't know if that's exactly how Stevens is looking at it, but I love the idea of let's get what we feel could be the missing piece. Jayson Tatum comes back. He's still probably a month where it would, before I would get nervous. You know what I mean? If we get to mid-March and he's not back at all, there's no rumblings of him coming, then I'm going to be nervous. But it's only February, 7th? So I'd say within a month or so, I'd prefer to see him, at least the chatter spike about him coming back. And if you've got this squad with Tatum back and some of the pieces that would be around him, if he can have a little runway to ramp it up, I'd be incredibly excited about what the Celtics could offer. Does that mean winning a championship? No, but I'd like to see them offer something in the spring. I'd love a chance to get some revenge on the Knicks, because I thought that was an awful loss in that series last year, an inexcusable loss for a defending champion. Didn't like it. Mm-hmm. And I'd love for them to kind of find a way to get back and maybe take on that team or make a statement in the playoffs. But I'll take this deal, and I like what he did, obviously, last night.
That's where what Vucevic does, they needed that presence in the paint. Like Nimish Queta, I love his game. He's a Rob Williams light. Won't ever say anyone's close to the Time Lord, but how he plays on both ends of the floor.
I like Queta, too. I like him.
He can shadow the rim, soft edge of the defense, and come in and obviously protect it, swipe away blocks, all that, and what he does in the pick-and-roll game, too. But you needed more. You need more there. Garza's been great, but is that flash in the pan? Is that consistent? Vucevic brings that presence. And with this trade, it's something where they don't make this type of move. Someone that fills an immediate need, like Vucevic, to your point, if they don't like what they're seeing from Jayson Tatum. And it's, from what I've heard, since he went down, that's been Tatum 6 days a week rehabbing. The 1 day for rest, of course. And I've said this from the beginning, the one thing that gave me confidence in Jayson Tatum potentially returning, the physical jump he took, literally with his physical health, how he put on muscle, how serious he took training. I'm going back, I believe, like 2021 on that. We saw him and Jaylen Brown both take a massive leap, right? This was a guy that understood the hard work of nutrition, weightlifting, everything. Before he suffered this type of injury, he was always durable. He was always available. He didn't all of a sudden have to learn that type of commitment, and now he's going through rehab. They make this addition with Vucevic. They come back from down 22, which is what you want to see from any team. They've been good, man. Credit to Joe Mazzulla, because you have to coach your ass off, and you see the immediate impact in the front court. They needed a guy like Vucevic, and you see it pay dividends right away.
Tatum, I'm not going to say there's no excuse not to come back. That's too strong. He's dealing with a very serious injury. But this guy, I've never questioned his physical toughness. One of the things I love about him, I feel like he's married to the game.
Mm-hmm.
He loves basketball. He in a way, nobody's on this guy's level, but he does in a way remind me of Kevin Durant. How Durant is just obsessed with basketball. Tatum reminds me of that a little bit, and I was leaning on that with the hope that it would help drive him back, even if it was a serious injury. And I think he is going to come back. And obviously, this speaks more to his mentality to me than physically. Like, physically, I feel like he's going to be able to get back. Mentally, is he ready to come back? Mentally, can he handle coming back? Because honestly, the questions with Tatum, I think, have been a little bit more mental than physical. But I think he should be back, and I think this makes it clearer that they expect him mentally to be prepared to come back. And then it's okay. What can you do? What can you find? Can you find a way to, integrate yourself with what the Celtics have been doing and get on a run? I mean, for crying out loud, they've played together long enough. I wouldn't think chemistry would be a problem.
Yep.
There's no new system, really. Can you find a way to get back in there? Can Jaylen Brown settle back into the role that he normally is? Or can Tatum settle into the role that Brown usually has, and maybe they switch for this run? Yep. Maybe Tatum's more the number 2, Brown's the number 1, and you got Tatum that takes a little step aside for Jaylen Brown. I don't know, but I'd like to see him back. You just don't get opportunities, George, and I'd hate for a full year to go by the wayside, especially when the Eastern Conference is completely up in the air.
And just think about it from this way of, like, look, man, it's eve of the Super Bowl. I'm going to connect the two. Right, what is it? What's Felger's like one of his golden
cross
rules?
Sports?
Yeah,
I'm a full supporter in crossing sports.
Thanks.
I don't
Me
care.
too. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
And I respect Felger.
I mean, sometimes it's not.
But like Felger, come on.
It's not applicable. And
I'm crossing
you can't
sports
do that,
here.
but sometimes it is applicable and you can do it.
Before this NFL season, did you expect the Patriots to make the playoffs? I'll start with this. And I'm not trying to do a gotcha game. Because no one did.
I thought they'd have no. I thought they'd have a chance at the playoffs. I wouldn't say I expected them to make the playoffs.
And look where they are.
Yeah.
Tatum goes down, tears his Achilles. Last postseason. What did you think? Next day, day after, we're all mourning. What do you think of the Celtics' outlook for the following season? Torn Achilles.
Not good. I didn't know if they would tank.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at where they are.
Yeah.
Look at where their seating is. They add a Vucevic.
Yeah, but
they get a Tatum back. All you have to do in the East, all you have to do is get in. Like Porzingis just got shipped to Golden State. The Wizards acquired Anthony Davis. Giannis, I have no idea what his plans are.
Well, they're not a factor.
No.
Bucks aren't a factor.
No. It's always Giannis is out there. The Knicks are great.
They're not a factor. The Bucks are not a factor.
But I'm saying all that to say this.
The 21.
Tatum comes back. So bad. Tatum comes back. The Celtics have a shot of running it in the East. They do. They still match up well.
I mean, Detroit's tough. They're hungry.
So they
but are they ready? Is it, they won a playoff series last year. I'd still like to do that. I mean, it wasn't that long ago where Jaylen Brown was saying, yeah, if we're playing the Pistons, basically taking a big shot on the Pistons.
The Cavs added James Harden. Like, what do you do? That's great. Let's see how that works out. Like, the East is just open. The Celtics are the 2 seed. They're hanging in there. They add an immediate need. And guess what? Like, I'm confident they're going to get Tatum back. In a month, we could be hearing Tatum will play tonight. That's insane to think about.
I just don't see a team here. Who's the Detroit Pistons aren't Oklahoma City.
No, but they're deep. They're physical.
They're deep and physical, and they're talented.
Cade Cunningham.
I know.
He's cool, calm, and collected, man. He's a leader.
Knicks, they're still going to be a factor, obviously. I still have respect for the Cavaliers. They get James Harden. Not that that's going to put them over the top. But I'm just saying, you put Tatum back in there. You got Tatum, you got Brown, you got White, you got on the next level White and Pritchard. And now Vucevic, slides in there, and then you got the activity of Akeda and other guys. Why not? You've been there. You've done that. You've won. I think it's right there for them to come in, and for Tatum to come in and have a legitimate run into the playoffs. I'm not saying they're going to win it, but it's what they should strive for, because I just don't like blowing these opportunities. You don't get these opportunities all the time. And just to piggyback off of your point, the expectations part of it, how lucky are we? I mean, in Boston, you have these 2 guys who come in and in like early in their careers. Tatum rookie year goes to the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 7. Drake May takes the team to the Super Bowl. I mean, those are ridiculous accomplishments for young players in both of those leagues.
Yep. And think about the timeline of Tatum and Brown. Going back to like 2018, like the Eastern Conference Finals runs, the finals appearance,
It's
the runs
crazy
they
how
made
long
in the
they've
bubble,
been around.
right?
You forget how long they've been around.
And how ahead of schedule they were.
Yeah.
And then it had prepared them. 2022 was a letdown, of course, but it really prepared them for 2024 when they won it. Like just that's what it comes down to. Being ahead of schedule, getting that experience, failing. The most beautiful thing you can do is get there and fail because you learn and you know when the next time you're around, you're there. They're replaying the 2014 Super Bowl on NFL Network. I love it.
Yeah, I just think I don't want to waste it. I'm not saying you're going to win it all, but if you could get them ramped up and you got Jaylen Brown playing at a first-team All-NBA level, see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
See what happens in an Eastern Conference that's not, I feel like the Eastern Conference for 25 years has been the younger brother to the West. The West is going to be interesting with OKC doing what they're doing. Obviously, the Spurs have come up, and they've dominated for stretches of this year, dominated OKC randomly, it feels like. The Nuggets are still hanging around. The Rockets are a good team. And then you get, the Lakers and T-Wolves. Still, quality. And we'll see what happens in Golden State. Jimmy Butler being lost doesn't help them. I don't think they're going to be a factor. But I would try to do something if you're the Celtics. Come back. Vucevic says to me that they're going to try this spring to make a run. And that's what I like. And obviously, he passes well. He's got good vision. I'm all for that. 617-779-0985. If you want to get in a Celtic shot, is the 98.
This is 2026. No more messing around. It's the first day of the rest of your life. Today, you are switching to Astound. Shifting your Wi-Fi and life into a new gear. Reliable, affordable connection. So you can browse, watch, and play like you've always wanted. Because slow Wi-Fi is so last year. Under budget, full speed ahead. That's Astound. Wi-Fi starting at $19.95 per month. Restrictions apply. See astound.com for details.
95 Celtics.
We're back to the Sports Hub Celtics Show on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
The directive at this trade deadline was, let's see if we can, again, find some size that we could give ourselves, a little bit more depth there and make sure that we are more prepared for some of the physicality that's coming down the road if we're able to ultimately be in the playoffs and however long you're in the playoffs, right?
All right, that was Brad Stevens commenting on the trade deadline. The Celtics are going to be in the playoffs. They're the 2 seed, 34-18. They're really, they're playing great. I'll tell you one thing about the NBA, George, that I do like, a trend that I've really enjoyed. I feel like finally, and this isn't breaking news or anything, but I feel like finally the league is out of the era of the big three where the championship would be won on July 1st. And it was about who signed where. Teams are genuinely now building through the draft, drafting, developing, waiting the standard 2 to 3 years, and then emerging. I mean, the Spurs basically built through the draft. I know they went out and acquired De'Aaron Fox, but I mean, Stephon Castle, Wemby. I mean, they've gotten guys through the draft. The Pistons are basically all through the draft.
Yep.
The Thunder, obviously, they've been for years been built through the draft.
Nuggets as a 3 seed in the West too. The
Nuggets built through the draft. I mean, you can build the team through the draft. Even we're sort of seeing it, or we did sort of see it in Philly. Even though did they just trade McClain? B-Rob, do you know if
they traded him to the Thunder?
Wasn't he a good player? He got hurt.
Jared McCain, they traded.
McCain.
Yeah. I think it was just honestly because of the log jam. They have so many young guards in the backcourt that they didn't really have the minutes for him.
Edgecombe has been a good player. He was a good player for them early this season, and then, I just like the fact that Orlando sort of through the draft, they've kind of built it. I mean, it just feels like you're now seeing teams emerge, legitimate title contenders, building through the draft. I like, not necessarily the Celtics. situation right now with where their guys are. But I like that for the NBA. It shouldn't be about just, hey, the trade deadline's here. James Harden goes to the Cavs. Oh, it's over. No, I don't even think that's going to be a big deal. No. Like if Giannis gets moved,
yes,
I don't. Well, that Minnesota? Would be a bigger deal, right? But is that going to be the game changer that wins the championship? Maybe not. If he went to Minnesota, that would fascinate me. That would be fascinating. I'd love to see that.
Him with Anthony Edwards, what that roster is.
I just don't know if just, teaming up superstars does it anymore.
Right.
I feel like it's kind of out of style. I don't think it's the thing you need to do now.
But you need that superstar, and you need a great number two.
Like
you need that. And that's what Minnesota have. It would be two superstars for them. Even with Wemby and the Spurs, he's their best player. It's all these attacking guards they surround him with. It's a veteran presence like a Kelly Olynyk that's out there, or a Harrison Barnes that's still on that roster too. It's you need that bona fide number one elite player. You need a great number two. And then from there, you need depth. And that's what the NBA has become, and I do love that. I'm with you. Because it's something where it would be decided on July 1st, and then that's it. No matter what anyone does at the deadline, it feels like that's it.
That was it.
Now at the deadline, there are shifts. There are mix-ups. Some good, some that you're just like, all right, what does that do for you? But it keeps the NBA, it's more than just the offseason, it's a trade deadline intact.
Yeah, I just don't think a lot of these moves mean much.
I love I love the Washington Wizards and their existence.
I don't understand anything about what they're doing.
Just take Anthony Davis for free, pretty much.
What a shame!
But what does that do for you?
It's I mean, it just sells tickets, I guess. But yeah, I agree with you guys. Like, it's like that's literally you're saying to Trae Young, like, hey, come watch some games here. But that's pretty much all you're going to be.
Trade for Trae Young and you get AD.
Anthony Davis, his career is so disappointing to me, and I'm not saying he hasn't had a disappointing career. But he's so talented and so good, but you feel like you never see it because he just can't stay healthy. He's always hurt. But such a talented – I mean, he's won everything you could basically win in basketball if you want to count the COVID championship. It's just a shame.
A ring with an asterisk is still a ring.
It's still I'm just saying,
but yes.
I wish that he was more involved on a team that was legitimately in it every year. I wish he was drafted by the Miami Heat. I wish he was drafted by a team that could be in it all the time, and you could just see him in the playoffs. But if you can't stay healthy, you can't stay healthy.
Yeah,
so
the when healthy guy.
Yeah, that's tough to be. That's why it's been so good to be Tatum and Brown.
Yeah,
because those guys
always available.
Yeah,
we got a Celtics caller.
Oh,
on
sorry,
the Celtics hour.
Thanks.
Oh, you're good. I got you.
I was looking at stats. Zach in Lexington. Hey, Zach. It's like, what are you?
Hey guys, how are you? Love the show. Big fan of George personally, but I was calling in. I've been arguing with my buddies. I really think the Celtics team has what it takes, whether or not Tatum comes back. But I'm curious what your biggest concerns for the squad is down the line, and how you think things will end up this year.
So
love that. Thanks, Zach.
I'll tell you. Thanks, Zach. I'll tell you my biggest concern. 100%, not even close. Okay. Do you remember what happened in the playoffs last year? Do you remember some of the issues that cropped up in the playoffs last year?
But before Tatum,
do you remember
injury?
What my concern has always been? Always
3 or die to the end of it.
No, close games.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure. Now, obviously, Jayson Tatum hasn't been available to this day. Now, am I watching every Celtics game to the buzzer? No. But I still am concerned at their ability to win the close games.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's close late, I still feel like they're not quite as consistent or as productive in those moments as I'd like them to be when you have Tatum and Brown on your roster.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think they're good enough in those moments. And Tatum not playing obviously doesn't help. I don't know if they've been able to evolve under Jaylen Brown to the point where they're better consistently in those spots. That is still my main. So basically, I'm worried that they'll find a way to get Tatum back, get back in the playoffs, and then lose again because they had this big lead. They're shooting threes. They're obsessed with threes. The team, they're playing claws back in it.
Yeah.
Now it's close. Now you have to win a dogfight, and they're just not as consistent in those spots as they should be with that type of talent on the roster. That's my biggest concern. They haven't figured out yet how to thrive in those games, that winning thing. They find a way to win. Drake May has been bad for stretches of these playoff games.
But he gets better as the game goes on.
But they found ways to win. It feels like they find a way to win, and I just have never gotten that sense fully from Tatum. Sometimes they do. And this is not a critique on Tatum in terms of, he's a choker or any major thing. For his level of talent, I don't see him executing as high of a level in those spots enough. That's it. And maybe we'll get there with Drake May. It's his first year in the playoffs. If he continues to be like this, that will be the narrative with May.
Yeah.
Well, it's always, he finds a way or he's trying to find a way, but he's never at his best. He can't be I used to say this with Tatum, the fourth best guy on the floor down the stretch of a game. Drake May can't be the fifth best offensive player on the Patriots down the stretch of a game. That's my concern. Are they going to be, have they evolved where they cannot have those collapses like they had against the Knicks last spring?
To compare to that, my concern always with them is what we saw last year in the playoffs. The stubbornness to keep shooting the three when it's not working in a game. I understand Joe Mazzulla's mentality. I'm going to shoot it 52 times a game from beyond the arc because over the course of a 7-game series, we are going to hit more threes than you. We're going to stop you on the perimeter. We're going to limit your three-point shots, and you can't keep up. Law of averages. But in a game, when they have the lead or when they're down, and you need to change, again, mid-game, the ball movement gets stagnant. They're not dribbling. They're not passing. They're rushing. When you have one of the most talented initiators of offense in the league in Jayson Tatum, when you have two of the more elite wings in the NBA in Tatum and Brown, when you have a guy that is always so composed in the big moment like a Derek White, lean on those guys, let the players figure it out, but be open to them fixing it. It's figuring it out on the fly and in the game. That's my biggest concern with them. Good question by Zach, the caller.
617-779-0985. Mark Dondero, George Balecki, 98.5 Celtics Show, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
The Sports Hub Celtics Show continues after these.
February.
Chris Gasper, Big Jim Murray, The Sports Hub Celtics Show.
This is 2026. No more messing around. It's the first day of the rest of your life. Today, you are switching to Astound. Shifting your Wi-Fi and life into a new gear. Reliable, affordable connection so you can browse, watch, and play like you've always wanted. Because slow Wi-Fi is so last year. Under budget, full speed ahead. That's Astound. Wi-Fi starting at $19.95 per month. Restrictions apply. See astound.com for details.
All right, back here on the 98.5 Celtics Show, Mark Dondero, George Balecki. You know how the Celtics, George, heavy into analytics, they've embraced it fully, all that?
Really? Heavy into analytics?
Well,
No.
I'm just saying, because I agree with you. The three-point thing, last night they started 1 for 20. And the problem is that's the Heat. This is not a playoff game. You start 1 for 20 in a playoff game,
Get tight.
you're probably screwed. I wish, and maybe there is, I wish there was an analytic or a data point or something that would, I guess, stop you from shooting threes. So if you've shot X amount of threes to start the game and you're not making them, where's the analytic that says, okay, you're not making them enough, stop shooting threes because now it's hurting you? Is there a data point for that? I don't know. I wish there was, because otherwise you just you have to keep shooting them to cut, if you don't cut your losses, you keep shooting them thinking it's like a gambler who keeps gambling to win back the money he keeps losing.
Eventually I got hot and I zeroed out. But that's also what we would hear from like Joe Mazzulla, say in a playoff series, they go cold game 2. And then game 3, 4, they're hitting their threes. He goes, you know when we found our three-point shot? It was game 2 when we were down 27 points. And you guys were asking me why we kept shooting the three. Because Derek White hit that 1-3 to make it a 24-point deficit. He'd get pissed off at Gary Washburn. Because that's what it would be. Mazzulla would have some weird Mazzulla tactic like that. And that's where I detach myself from even listening to him in that one because it's like, dude, watch the game and have a feel for the end game. Because guess what? You know what's better than winning a series in 6 games? It's winning it in 5 or 4 because you actually adjust in game. And then you're going to find that 3-point shot no matter what.
I don't like it. I don't like that philosophy. I don't.
Yeah. You have to. The best teams find different ways to win.
It's not so much for the reason that a lot of other people would give. And I'm not going to speak for other people on the station, other people that analyze the Celtics or comment on the Celtics. I'm not worried about the 1 for 20 or going cold. It's a make-miss league. I'm not worried about that. What I don't like, okay, and again, I've been on this for years, dating back before my time here at the Sports Hub. I don't like the DNA of this team in close games. I never have. The Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown Celtics. Doesn't mean I don't like Tatum and Brown or what they represent or anything like that. Mm-hmm. I just don't like their DNA in close games as much as I should. And I think the 3-point culture that they've created is the biggest reason why. Why do I say that? Because when your methodology is always shoot the 3, lean on the 3, predicated off of the threes and the volume 3-point shooting, when you do get into a close game and it's a half-court game late and defense tightens up and I've got to make this point, usually that type of style in that late game situation doesn't call for 3-point shooting. It's not the thing you're trying to do all game long. It's such a drastic change. I don't think the Celtics are used to it, and they feel uncomfortable playing that way because they're so wired to run and gun and shoot the threes. If they played a little less like that, I think they'd be more comfortable playing that type of late game situation, and they'd be okay in the half court, and they'd make some of the, and I know Jaylen Brown's great in the mid-range. Why haven't I seen more game winners from him or game tying shots or whatever late in games? They're so wired to shoot the 3 and run and gun and fire and chuck and do all. Then when you get into this half-court tight defense is really clamping down late in the game, that's so far from what you're normally used to, and your mentality, it changes. You feel out of place. You feel out of sorts, and you're not as comfortable or ready to execute. And Derek is in Acton. Hey, Derek. Thanks for holding.
Yeah. Hey, I totally agree with you on your point about the 3-pointer at the end of the game. Last night, Derek White took that 3-pointer. I'm like, what are you doing? Just drive to the basket. They needed a miss from Miami to win that game, so they got fortunate. But I have 2 questions, and then I'll hang up and listen. Vucevic, do you believe that he is a short-term rental, or do you think they're going to try to sign him at the end of the season? He looked terrific last night. And then Gonzalez, internally, what do people think within the Celtics or you? What's his ceiling? Because he's 19, he's playing way beyond his years. Good things happen when he's on the court. Is he a future All-Star, or is he just maybe his ceiling is a 6-man? And I'm curious about your thoughts.
All right, thanks for the call. The first thing with the Vucevic deal, I usually, my default, I don't know. Maybe they view him as a rental. It's kind of a unique situation with Jayson Tatum out, Jayson Tatum coming back, and the team not really expected necessarily. Maybe they expected it, but to have the success they're having, I would view it as something similar to Kristaps Porzingis. You bring him in, you see what type of run you can go on and what happens, and then when that run is up, you move off of him.
35 years old. I think
he's right. He's older, but Porzingis wasn't. I mean, he wasn't as old as 35. But I feel like
he felt like he was 35 with all the injuries.
Right. If it worked out, I don't know. I feel like you could try to run it a little bit with him.
B-Rob, what do you think?
See what happens?
Yeah, I think they're going to definitely be interested in bringing him back if he fits here.
Right, if he fits.
Because he is making $20 million right now, but he's getting up there. And like Al Horford, maybe you take a little bit of a discount at the end of your career if you want to play for a winner. Vucevic has not gone past the first round of the playoffs in his entire career. So if things go well here, you sign him to be, your second center coming off the bench playing 20 minutes a night. I don't see why not he could be the next Al Horford for a couple of years at the end of his career.
I'm going to assume a guy that played majority of his career for the Magic and the Bulls, getting into his Celtics-esque situation, will be like, I'll take a pay cut. Let me play meaningful basketball. At my age, I made my money. Let me have fun instead of playing in empty arenas and meaningless games. Like, there has to be eventually a psychological part to it. He's been playing since 2011, so he obviously loves basketball, where he just wants to effing win.
Yeah.
And what better situation, unless it's San Antonio or OKC that really wants him. But if he finds his groove in Boston, like, why would he not take a haircut off the top on it and stick?
If they feel like he has added value, he's open to it. It worked out. I could see them trying to see what they could get out of a run with him for a year and a half to 2 years. In terms of Gonzalez, I mean, guys like that, I'm just hoping that they can become Peyton Pritchard. You know, that type of impact.
Yeah.
He's not the shooter. What is Gonzalez? 30, not even 35% from three.
He didn't have a shot when he was playing for Barcelona either.
He's bigger.
Oh, yeah. Much more athletic.
Yeah. So
and a different style of player.
Could he be, could he get on the floor in a playoff game? In a playoff season? Like, that's what I'd want to know.
Yes, because of his defense.
Okay.
And his ability, his athleticism, his rim protection as well. But because of him defensively, what he can. Now, physically, again, he's 19. But physically, he has to get much bigger.
Yeah.
Because he was getting bodied when he was playing Euroball. He can get on the floor in a playoff game because he's not a defensive liability. Now, can he get on the floor and make an impact on offense? His game needs to grow. But I don't hate him being on the floor right now.
No.
When the stakes are low.
And
he's 19.
I don't understand, and obviously I'm not covering every game of the NBA. I don't understand why guys can't just get thrown into the mix a little bit sooner. I know there's a part of, you got to get into the rotation, and a player like that I'd like to just see in the rotation. A playoff, get good enough so you can get into a bona fide playoff rotation. Okay, I'm not asking you to become Rondo or something like that, but just get into the rotation where you can get on the floor. I don't know why. I'll give you an example. Now, I don't even remember if he was on the team at the time. It might have been like his rookie season. But do you remember the year that Caleb Martin went crazy, turned into Kobe Bryant in that playoffs?
Yeah.
So why in that situation, when something like that is happening and this guy is killing you, why can't you throw in a Jordan Walsh? And just put him and let this guy see somebody else. Let him play violent defense against a guy like Caleb Martin, who's clearly playing above his head. I know he's not in the rotation, but you got to do something to cool this guy off. And I don't know. I wish
Mazzulla's doing that this year, though, Mark.
Okay.
To your point, like, this is where I think he's grown this year. It's like in the past, it hasn't. That, like, they've been. I think last year's playoffs, it's like you lean on Porzingis too much in that series. You had Kate sitting on the bench, but now this year, Ugo's playing. Jordan Walsh is playing much by Baylor Shireman. He's mixing and matching much more than he had throughout his career, and that's, I think, a big step to your point. Like, that is what this team needs, because when it comes around to the playoffs, if you can throw in one of those guys for the moment like that you're describing, that could be a difference in the game.
Yeah, and I understand, like, earn your minutes and everything, but I'm just that situation really frustrated me with the Caleb Mark, because he was just insane and conscious that year.
And Tatum's injury is not good at all, but something positive that comes out of it is Joe Mazzulla's hand being forced.
Yeah.
To go deeper into his bench.
Yeah. See who can play, see what they can offer.
Hugo Gonzalez, his last 5 games is 0 for 12 from 3. He's been 0 for 4, 0 for 3, 0 for 3, 0 for 1, 0 for 1. But he keeps shooting. And you know why? Because Joe Mazzulla is telling him, keep shooting. He's forcing him to get over that fear of I stink at shooting the 3 and learning how to shoot it. How do you get better at anything? You can read the books. You can ask the questions. You can watch the YouTube videos for anything. I'll talk plumbing here. You got to fix your sink in your house. You can do all that. How are you going to get better at it? Actually doing the damn thing. Hugo Gonzalez, he's learning how to fix his sink. He's learning how to shoot the 3 ball in an actual game. In a game against the Heat where they came back down 22, he played 16 minutes. Mazzulla doesn't give him a short leash. He's putting confidence into him. That's going to pay off. I don't think this playoff run. Next season, the season after that. You trust your guys.
Yeah. I don't even know. Like, I just don't know enough. You know what I mean? Can he shoot free throws? Can he make his free throws? I mean, I need to know these things. You have to earn something before you just get put into a playoff series.
Yep.
But from that type of player, that's what I'd hope for. And then if he becomes the 6th man of the year, terrific. But just get into a situation where you can get on the court in a playoff series. 617-779-0985. Mark Dondero, George Balecki. This is the 98.5 Celtics show. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to the 98.5 The Sports Hub Celtics Show.
Out of the wing, couple of dribbles with the right hand, gets in deep. 2 pump fake, scoops it up and in. Scored on the foul on Kello Ware.
Wow. Pritchard going out to the crowd, pumping people up. The little big man who could.
The drive to the rim is brought to you by Chevy. Get a closer look at Chevy's award-winning lineup at your New England Chevy dealers. Find exciting offers, too, on the powerful Silverado.
This is 2026. No more messing around. It's the first day of the rest of your life. Today, you are switching to Astound. Shifting your Wi-Fi and life into a new gear. Reliable, affordable connection. So you can browse, watch, and play like you've always wanted. Because slow Wi-Fi is so last year. Under budget, full speed ahead. That's Astound. Gig Wi-Fi for $50 a month with the 3-year price lock. Restrictions apply. See astound.com for details.
And feature-packed, all-new Equinox.
All right, back here on the 98.5 Celtics show, Mark Dondero, George Balecki. The All-Star game, I think this year is back in Los Angeles.
Yay.
I feel like it's in Los Angeles every 3 years. Hate's a strong word, but I need a stronger one. I hate what the NBA All-Star Weekend has become. I used to love NBA All-Star Weekend. I fully blame LeBron James. I will never forgive LeBron James for doing this to All-Star Weekend. I fully blame LeBron James.
How so?
Because I think
I don't think I've heard this take.
Well, his overall mentality towards competition, for one, I think seeped into the All-Star game dating back to 2012. If you remember, when
Kobe.
He had the ball, LeBron, Kobe begging him to accept the challenge one-on-one.
Slap the floor.
Passed it twice. And after the game, credit to Kobe, of course, getting in LeBron's ear. What was that? What are you doing? Come on. Take the shot. That's sort of, I guess, where it first came to the forefront. Obviously, Kobe, was handing the league over to LeBron once he retired, whatever. I hate what it's become. He never did the dunk contest. I hated that.
Yeah.
Okay. He did it in high school. He did it at the McDonald's game. Never did it in the NBA. Jordan did it. Kobe did it. Why didn't you do it, you pee?
Vince Carter did it.
Carter did it, but he wasn't on the level of Kobe, Jordan, or LeBron.
Damn good player.
Damn good dunker, especially. That was the best
Blake
performance.
Griffin did it.
Blake
He was
Griffin.
one of the best in his
Dwight
position.
Howard did it.
Yes, and they were at the peak of their powers. They're at one of the best of their
No
position.
excuse. You owed it to your league, to the fans, to participate in that damn contest. Get over whatever bothered you, whatever you were afraid of, get over it and do it at least once. Because that would have at least kept them accountable for the importance of the weekend. And he didn't, and he never did, and now everybody has let it go by the wayside. It's just a glorified shoot-around,
We have Mac
and the game
McClung.
sucks.
Mac McClung.
Oh, and he's a
in
great
the dunk
dunker.
contest.
He's a great dunker.
Great dunker. But that's what the All-Star Weekend has become.
Right.
Like everything else. Who's the YouTuber that can dunk? That's what Mac McClung is.
Tristan Jass? Is he
Yes,
the YouTube guy?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's a kid with the crazy handles.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Awesome. Fun. Dope.
Drewski.
No.
Like, I don't give a
You're
crap about
not-
Drewski.
You're not on an NBA roster. I want the
Tristan
best
Jass,
NBA
YouTube.
players
Come on.
dunking.
Right.
It's so
The
dumb.
game East versus West. East versus West. Give me that game back and just let them play. Let them play and have a game, players. I'm not talking to you I'm talking about to the players. Play the game. Play. And then in the fourth, let it get a little competitive. This isn't a complicated fix. Just care a little bit more. I loved NBA All-Star Weekend. I loved it. And now it is like the Pro Bowl. It's just as useless as the Pro Bowl. That's what it is to me.
Piggybacking off that, I think the death of the All-Star game also has been with their jerseys. Remember the jerseys we grew up with, like 90s, early 2000s?
Oh, yeah.
I have probably one of my most prized possessions is a Scottie Pippen 94 NBA All-Star jersey when it was in Phoenix. It's purple, has a cactus on it.
Oh, yes.
It's beautiful.
You have that one?
Oh, yeah. I got it. Some China website had it, and I got it right away. It's my prized possession. Back when All-Star jerseys had individuality, you'd remember it based off the look. Now the design is just redundancy. Red, blue, gold, gray, or black. East West.
Yeah,
team LeBron versus team. It's just there's nothing to it anymore.
I actually I liked when they had a jersey if they didn't mess it up. Like I thought a few of them were, I think it was 96. I didn't really care for it was a turquoise color. I don't know. I didn't love those jerseys back in 96. The one from, and maybe they had these for a few years. If you're talking about late 80s, early 90s, NBA on the top, All-Star under the number. They
It'd be
were
like
white and
versus
red.
blue.
White
red,
and red.
Yep.
Those were fire. Excellent All-Star game jerseys.
95, 96, that's when they changed it up with some teal. 97.
Yeah,
like
where are you
dark
seeing this?
green.
I can't find it.
Hoops Hype. I just Googled the NBA All-Star jerseys through the years.
Okay.
In 98, they wore their jerseys.
And I was okay with that. I actually didn't mind that.
I like them wearing their jerseys. I'd be for that. I think it'd be sick. Put an All-Star patch on it. And then all of a sudden that becomes something that, guess what, fans will buy.
Right.
If they want that.
Put an All-Star patch. That's fine.
Jalen Brunson Knicks jersey with the 2026 All-Star patch on it. They'll go for it. 01. When did they stop? And then that's when 03 they went back to like white versus red.
Well, you know what happened? They started to look like pajamas, the jerseys.
Yeah.
And that
it went
completely turned me off. Give me a tank top. Yeah, they had white versus blue, NBA All-Star game. I thought the best jersey, one of my favorite ones, was it the 91 game where it was white and red and they had the star on the front. NBA, there was a star underneath the number.
Yeah.
That was a great jersey. Yeah, the cactus one I'm okay with. And again, I didn't mind when they did. It's really when they started to go to pajamas where I didn't like it.
Last year's was light blue versus red. I'm like, get out of my face.
So
give me some design.
But it was just the culture around the game has changed, and I just can't stand it. I just hate what it's become, and it's not even a basketball game. It's like it's a shoot around. They're going up and down and just whatever. And the All-Star Saturday night, it's become so infected with social media crap and celebrity stuff, and I just give me the basketball players.
It becomes something to be seen. It's not for the sport. It's for TikTokers, and it's become the Grammys in a way.
You're right.
I don't care.